Alright guys, Doctor here, and I'm finally back with one more Attack Helicopter guide episode, and there's gonna be more. Don't get me wrong, I'm not done with the series, so stay tuned, I guess. Now, on a quick note, I'm having final exams right now, and that was the reason why I didn't upload yesterday or on Sunday. Next video will surely be up this week, and I'll have two of them. And yeah, I hope you can forgive me. Like, it's just a lot of stuff to do for me at school, so don't have too much time for the most parts. But anyway, now the gameplay you see is some Havoc footage. Finally decided to put up some Havoc instead of always the Viper on Kark Island with probably the best gunner out there, which is my friend Shane. And what I'm going to talk today is the role of the helicopter team and the specific roles and of the gunner and the pilot and what they have to do exactly in combat. Now, to start off, the most important thing for an attack helicopter pilot is always to take out hostile armor. Now, this starts off with, of course, eliminating the threats that are going through you, and it's not really like a good thing to go for jets. I mean, they're probably the greatest threat for you if they're good pilots, but the only thing that you should fight is tanks, jeeps, infantry, and the helicopters, and of course boats, but that's like not usually what you'll see on the battlefield. Now, your target priority is kind of the following. At first, you want to take out enemy attack helicopters. They are a great threat to you, especially if they manage to get behind you, you know, get drop on you. You'll be screwed. So it is a big threat to you, and you have to take it out as soon as you can. After that, you need to take out any other ground threats that are there for you. This means CITV tanks, SOFLAMs, and of course tanks that don't use CITV. However, the CITV tanks, of course, have a high priority. And after that, it's just, you know, look for jeeps, look for infantry, look for boats, stuff like that. And basically the goal is to just keep the map free from hostile helicopters and hostile ground support. And fighting jet usually isn't worth it unless, you know, they use like fire extinguisher. You might be able to get to heat seekers off them and damage them a little bit afterwards, but it really isn't the greatest thing to do. Now let's get a little bit more into the specific roles of pilot and gunner, and I'm going to start with the gunner. And the gunner has one very important role, and it is basically the only thing that many people think he needs to do, and that is spotting. And it is definitely the most important thing for a gunner to do, and that is also why my gunners always use thermal optics. You need to be able to tell your pilot where the hostiles are, and you need to guide your pilot basically. You are the one who tells your pilot where they are, and all he does is fly to them and kill them, or let you kill them, depends on what the situation is. So basically, communication and spotting is the most important thing for you as a gunner. Besides that, you gotta make sure you're accurate with your gun. You know how to attack targets, you know how to lead a target that might be, you know, a helicopter. But just for basic roles, always call out your targets, always spot. That is for sure the most important thing that is to do for a helicopter gunner. Now, what you basically do is you give the information to your pilot, and what does the pilot do with this information? You tell him there's a tank there, we've got a chopper coming in, and some infantry on A. What a pilot needs to do now is to think on how to attack these targets. This is not a gunner's work usually, or a gunner's thought process. When my gunner calls me out like a few targets, I always think about a few things, and the first thing is, are these targets a great threat to me? Is there too many targets there that are a great threat to me? In this case, I need to retrieve, I need to get some distance, attack them one at a time. Besides that, I need to think, are these threats important to dangerous to our team? This means if there's a tank fighting our one of our tank drivers that is desperately trying to stay alive, I need to go for that tank first to support my team, because ground support is one of the most important things a helicopter pilot has to do. Now, basically, there's a lot of thinking going into this, and you can't make it perfect for every situation. You need to, you know, think about what is the biggest threat, if it's better to retrieve, and that is also one thing many people don't know, it seems. Retrieving is always an option, and I crashed there, so I cut off the footage. So I do that myself. If there's a SOFLAM, an attack helicopter, and a tank, I just go below radar, pop ECM, and just run the hell away. I will need to outrun the SOFLAM so he can't lock onto me anymore, and then I will fight the helicopter, take out the SOFLAM, and finally take out the tank. And you don't always need to retrieve, of course, if there's too many threats, but it's always important to think if your chances of staying alive are high, because the helicopter respawn time is very long, and a helicopter can do a huge difference to how a game ends. Now, our team sadly was pretty bad in this game, to admit it. As you can see, it's actually one of the first videos I upload where we actually lose, but we still enjoyed it nonetheless, and I wanted to show you some Havoc footage. So yeah, I need to get back on topic. Basically, as I said, target priority is one thing. You always need to know which are the most important targets, and as a gunner you always need to call out the targets, of course. Just to quickly summarize, the gunner leads the attack helicopter. What the pilot needs to do is just to fly and to be aware of the situation and how he needs to react to what is going on, if he should retrieve, which target he has to attack first. And as I said, I really can make a breakdown for any situation out there, so I hope I could help you though. You know, just if you happen to attack a target, just think about the basic things. Is it a threat to me? Is it a threat to my team? Do I need to retrieve? And yeah, always communicate, of course. Communication with the gunner is probably the most important thing. And if you do this correctly, you will be very successful, even if you lack maybe the flying skill or the experience in helicopters. But just the proper teamwork can make a huge difference. So of course, if you're advanced as a helicopter pilot, you're gonna need to work with below radar a lot more, which means fighting helicopters from below radar, stuff like that. But we're gonna get to that in a later episode. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope I could help you with this. And any suggestions, disagrees, whatever, go ahead and tell me in the comments. And I'll see you later.